Hello and welcome to InFocus. I'm Lujia Lin. On this special Election Day edition, we present to you an exclusive interview with George Beier, a city council candidate for District 7, which includes Telegraph Avenue. Hey, George Beier, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
I'd just like to start off by asking you about a key platform, a key part of your platform, which is improving Berkeley's public spaces and streets. So if your ideas were to be implemented, how would Telegraph Avenue and People's Park look different?
Well, I think the thing to first understand is how real the problem actually is. Telegraph sales are down 40% since 1990. We have a real crime problem on Telegraph itself. And there's lots of things we could do on the avenue. For example, we have an empty lot at the corner of Haste and Telegraph. That lot should be developed. We have a lot of closed stores. We could be doing a much better job of marketing those spaces for new businesses to come in. And on People's Park, I've advocated for a long time, we should be doing something like a museum or a cafe or something like that in the park to bring people into the park, also honor the history of the park, bring tourists into that park, and make that a park for all people.
Now, in addition to these investments, you've also called for greater resources for the Berkeley Police Department and installing technology to fight crime. But the city is in a financial crisis right now. So how would you reconcile these two objectives, and would that involve cutting back on other areas?
No, I think the technology pays for itself. To get people alerted to crime is cheap. It's through a Facebook page, it's through a Twitter post, it's through an email blast, so the technology itself is not expensive. Secondly, if we can reduce crime, of course, well, then we can save a lot of money. If you look at all the crime density maps, where's the crime occurring? It's all up Telegraph Avenue, and it's in People's Park itself. So if we can reduce crime, we have a huge savings in the amount of policing that we have to do.
Just on the issue of crime, there is significant police presence on Telegraph, especially at night. But students continue to feel concerned. So what needs to be done so that Telegraph not only is safer, but feels safer in the eyes of students?
In terms of what we need to do, we're starting it now. I'm on the Town Gown Task Force. The Chancellor has a Town Gown Task Force. Now we finally have a joint Southside Safety Patrol. So on Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, we now have the UC Berkeley Police and the City of Berkeley Police patrolling together jointly. And that is a great first step. Secondly, I think we need to get policemen out of their cars and on their feet. Because I think in the car you can't really see up close and personal what's actually happening. I think we need an old-fashioned beat cop officer that walks up and down Telegraph Avenue.
As you know, the outlook for unemployment is very bleak at this moment. What can the city of Berkeley do to alleviate the pressure on students who need to work essentially to sustain their studies?
We can be doing a lot with joint partnerships with university, between university and the city. We could be doing a lot with fostering entrepreneurship programs. We do not do a good job of that now. I had my own software business in Berkeley for 15 years, and we ended up nailing on telephone poles, job available for a computer programmer, because we had a very poor response from the university. So there's a lot we could do better just in terms of the career placement, public-private partnerships.
Now, you have spoken in the past about the need to increase student participation in municipal government. What kind of ideas do you have to increase this degree?
This problem is very real too. What I would do is I would form a student party, a Berkeley student party, which is not a campus party, a student party in town, and have it be devoted to City of Berkeley politics. And I think if we had an organized student party, their endorsement would become very important, and their questionnaires before every race would be very important. What are you going to do about crime on Telegraph? What are you going to do about People's Park? These questions would be asked and answered, and then this endorsement of a local student party would be huge.
George Beier, thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.
And that does it for this week. Stay tuned next week for another edition of InFocus. From Berkeley, I'm Lujia Lin.